In this video, we hear from contemporary artist Riza. Riza is a New York-based artist who works a professional career during the day. But during the early hours of the morning, usually between 12 a.m. and 4 a.m, he vanishes into his home studio and creates wonderful visionary paintings using cheap household paint and rolls of construction paper. The visual imagery he creates stems from a fantastical world and depicts dismembered body parts, multiple eyes, decorative dots, angels, animals, and all sorts of organic material. This imagery is a world away from reality as we know it, and it guides the viewer into the artist's mind, which appears also beautiful, mystical, and sometimes grotesque. But that's enough for me. Let's hear from the artist himself.
Yeah, I was raised as a Muslim in Indonesia. I was born in Indonesia, which is the largest Muslim population in the world. And my parents are very religious. But so I was growing up being in that, waking up hearing the prayer, call for prayer 5 times a day, and being in a family who's religious but not very strict. But now I'm not, but I still feel that connection with, I'm not very spiritual, but I do believe that there is a sense of being in the spiritual and religious family growing up still in me. I do, in my painting, I wanted my painting to be happy, to be at least a neutral. I don't want my painting to be one of those like shocking and make you think too much about all different kind of thing. I want it to be just kind of fleeting of a little bit of happiness or a little bit of bright colors. I guess you can say that in the positive spirituality. I didn't try to tell so much. Usually the ideas comes in the process of painting. I most of my painting has no it was not planned. A lot of my painting started with just random color, and then later on shape coming up around that. And as I start painting, I don't do it one at a time. I start with 5 or 8 start base. And if one of them caught something as I'm working on it, and that the series then dictated, that one will dictate the whole series. And the only thing that I identify is that I do create arts. I mean, my reluctance to show, other than actually just sharing them online, I guess that's the reason why I've been doing art for a long time, but I have not really pursued any shows or showing galleries in a long time. I do believe a lot of my arts are for myself. Just as you say before, I need some different outlet from the professional work that I do, and I do it at night. So the volume of it is, the volume is not for anything. It's not, I'm not producing so that I actually have a lot of work ready for sale or anything like that. I'm producing because I do have something that I want to get out. Most of my paintings are on paper. That is a construction paper. When you build a house and you need to cover the floor while you're working, that kind of paper. It's like $20 for a roll of it, and it could last me about 60 big paintings. So it's very cheap. It's the one that you kind of use on the floor and to protect your furniture and then throw it away. And all of my colors are house paint. If I do buy acrylic colors of artist painting, I don't buy them from art store. I went to a craft store. The color is not consistent, but I love that. I love the palettes that. And the way I work is that if I do buy 10 different colors in a pint size, like a half a liter or quarter of a liter, that comes in that, I use that to all of my paintings. So there's not a lot of planning on that part. It's just use what I have, A lot of my paintings are dictated by how much paint I have on my brush. So if I finish one section and I still have paint in my brush, I start another painting just so that this brush will lose all the paint. It's strange, right? But it's kind of like a lot of things just happen to be the results of that kind of like, oh, I have a lot of pink. Where can I put pink? So that is not really a real artist kind of.